Good morning, everyone. The final day for this second week of June. This is 12th of June. And hope you all got some observation based on the important dates ranges as well as the recent dates. That means yesterday's and the day before yesterday's high and low, how it will be acting like we have discussed. Whether that has been worked out or impacted on the next sessions as we discussed forecasted, that can be now discussed. How it has acted, what it would be resulting in after the recent sessions it has recorded on the chart with an improvement in the structure, even though the trend is still under the cautious one with a sell on rise clearly acting, even though it is trying to move around 150 to 200 points. That sell on rise strategy get jumping into attracting the selling or building the way of shorts and dragging the index towards the recent lows. That has now become a new normal for markets. Whenever the important resistance point, that and all actually slowly deteriorating and getting lowered with a lower high basis formation, and every lower high is acting now, and the previous lower high what already formed is clearly defending the buying actions. So these and all what kind of behavior we can understand, that can be now discussed. See, till now for the entire week how the market has been witnessed, and till now for the entire June month how it has performed. That and all in a simple statement we can get understood about the behavior of the overall Nifty's movement. Right from the first day till yesterday, the market's behavior what majorly impacted on the charts means, as mentioned earlier, the buy on dips with some hesitance was acted, and it has mostly tried to form the bottom, but without having a strong sustainability above the bottom. It has tried, it has broken the recent supports and tried again to form the bottom with another support point or zone. But because of that, the lack of follow through buying actions and the involvement or the spree on the selling side when the real lower high based resistance zones capping actions. So that and all dragged the Nifty to again and again break the previous low. So that also forms a lower lows. So that is what the important thing one can understand based on the recent days starting with 1st of June to till 11th of June. The majority of the behavior what it inclines with means sell on rise acted mostly when compared to buy on dips. Lower low formation happened, as well as the higher side also the lower high formation recorded on chart for the Nifty. That is what the key observation one can have. Okay, this kind of observation what we can actually try to understand means hereafter too, based on the recent behavior when and all it is actually giving either side, whether it is a bullish or a bearish side, that will be probably continuing for the next few sessions, at least for 2 sessions. So if so, the Nifty, after the attempt taken to form the recent low based bottom formation, that has been actually already constructed, but the stability is to be checked out hereafter, whether that is actually going to be protected by the way of having support around 23,150 as a core. If not, if it is getting breached out, 23,000 as a psychological support, but the 22,900 only next core support one can have. These are all probably working out for the positional trade setups. And in case if it is trying to move higher or bounce back towards recent highs, means very simple one based on our recent discussions about the important dates, key ranges, whether it can be a low of the key date or the high of the same. That and all will be acting as immediate resistance or immediate capping zones until the Nifty decisively breaking and decisively closing on a daily time frame. One can understand that every opportunity until the things and all on closing basis on the daily frame then getting happened on the chart, every chances are there for building shorts, accumulating short positions, selling the holdings, buying the put options. Across the 360-degree of the selling spree can be seen on the Nifty side, provided it has not closed decisively above the key dates range. In case if you want to check out what are the key dates, as per the current live condition, we can still holding 21st of May's high and low. That is very far from current range. Anyhow, that is acting because the markets are clearly under the low point of 21st one. Then the 29th May's one. Then the 1st of June. Then the 3rd of June. So after that, last week Wednesday is one. And then 9th June. And yesterday's one. So these and all, based on the chronological order we have discussed these dates, one can have the thought of giving importance for these dates. So the very core will be the first date what we have pronounced, and the less core or less importance can be given for the recent date that was yesterday. Based on these dates range, the high and low can be marked on your chart and you can take the trades based on the break on either side of the ranges. The first duty of the Nifty is to be moving above or below the yesterday's range. Anyhow, the Wednesday's one not yet acted by the way of approaching the high, so that will be a key resistance, that is 23,425. In case in today's trade, if the 23,400 zone is getting approached, one should be very cautious because the selling can be easily expected as per the behavioral track, and it would be prudent to be with lesser or no long positions when it is trying to move towards the 23,400. Between 23,400 to 500, until you are getting a clarity on the and the stability above the 23,425 attempts, so one can keep lighter in positions or nil in positions. After getting confirmation above, the one at least one single day it should close above 23,425. If it happens, the signals may be continuously happen for the continuation of the uptrend, that may be till reaching 23,600 to 700 zone, for which it should be broken the 23,425 as the recent swings high that was happened on Wednesday in this week. So these and all the important thing one need to understand and act accordingly. Then your trading will be very smooth and profitable. For the day traders, it may be quite tough to handle the markets because the consolidation with a high risk manner, what is happening for the recent 2 sessions, which is not allowing to improve the premium, either side of the premiums. So that is the main cause for the decay in the premium, which is not actively working out, which is actually giving a sudden spikes, sudden movement. Until it is making this sudden movement, most of the time it has been consolidating without giving any chance for the either side of traders. So the day traders may be feeling some heat or feeling some fatigue about handling the options trade. But anyhow, the cash segment oriented and the swing trade kind of things and all may be approached based on the opportunities spread out now. So the structure improves amid caution tone we are having for the Nifty. So today's open probably will be on the marginally higher side because of the US's announcement about stopping the strike against Iran ahead of the peace talks, which are all expected to announced as a complete manner, even though it has been tried, even though it has been recently discussed, it should be implemented and it should be followed. Because the ceasefire temporarily announced that has been not respected by the both regions. So again, the attacks or strikes happened. So that's only the reason we are telling that it should be maintained without having a single strike hereafter. Then only market will take that as an understanding of the war comes to end. Otherwise, it may be cautiously watching and getting impacted by the even small kind of retaliations or small kind of resumption of the war kind of activities. So that the marginal upside because of this peace talk progress and development and the US's announcement about stopping the strike against Iran is the reason for today's positive opening. After the opening trend, we can see the Nifty's attempt will be maximum towards reaching 23,425 as a immediate resistance point. And while it is approaching this, as stated earlier, it is very prudent to every day traders and short-term traders as a positional one can be with lighter in positions or in nil positions. And you can actually think of while it is struggling to move away from the 23,400 zone or breaking the 23,425 means where you can get some observation based on the signals the Nifty is giving. If it is not happening, even though the 23,400 crosses, if it is not happening about the 23,425 breakout for the 1 hour, if you are observing on the chart, there you can get the signal of or get the confirmation of building the short positions. From there to 23,300, at least about 100 to 125 points, one can see the downward drift that can be expected. Conversely, if the 23,250 zone, it will be working as, it will be acting as a buying zone, a support zone, where the support for buying should be emerging. But in case if it is not happening, there you can see by the way of getting broken about the 23,200, you can get the confirmation as the final support for the day to initiate the short positions for the target of 23,000 as a whole. Exactly to be say 23,070. Where you can identify this selling breakdown can be happen like if the Nifty could not sustain and directly moving below 23,250 within first hour in particular, and it is sustaining and not closing or coming back again above the 23,250. These are the signals one can see that markets probably going to give the break below 23,200. But the initiation of the short position should be after giving the break or after you are experiencing the break below 23,200 for the target of 23,070 as an exact one or as a whole 23,000. So that's it for range and strategy based one for the Nifty for the day. From the positional aspect, because of the risk-based consolidations and every pullback which is attracting selling, as long as this behavior is holding on the Nifty side until it is getting surpassed about the previous swings low or important dates ranges, every rises will be an opportunity for the day traders or even for positional traders to build the short positions. There will not be having any confirmation on the bullish kind of actions on the Nifty for positional setups. And from the sectoral wise, the sectors includes energy and oil and gas togetherly can be in high focus today. Then IT stocks. While IT stocks are actually getting attempted towards the recent swing highs, as like for the Nifty we have explained, it also can be tried to build the stocks. Banking and finance, particularly for the public sector banking, one can see the activities, particularly in the way attracting the selling near to the important resistance zone. Automobile, mixed actions can be seen. Metal, mixed actions can be seen. Capital goods, a short covering based upsides can be seen. On the stocks front, Infosys, Happiest Mind Technologies, these two stocks based on AI-based launch and AI-based business collaboration, the news was there. Dauber based on US FDA's inflection, that is actually a negative one for the company. JK Paper, a positive news. Security, Adani Enterprises, actually Adani Enterprises only the stock having based on the technical behavior. So that's it from today's pre-market discussion. Keeping stop loss will be very much for all kind of transactions. Do not forget to keep the stop loss. So the pre-market open may be around 23,400, but the strategy will be same. It should be sustaining at least for the first hour above the level of 23,400. If it is not crossing 23,425 within the first hour, we can expect the minor pullback towards the downside, drifting downside can be seen with 23,250 acting as the support for the day. But the final support will be on 23,200. 23,250 itself, you can start thinking of whether the thing is going to support for the buying or extending the selling line. Adani Enterprises as a query asked here. You can see the Adani Enterprises trading somewhat better comparatively with yesterday's session. So if it sustains above 2,300, sorry, if it is sustaining above 3,000 as a whole, then only that structure will be getting improved. Until then, it will be better to utilize the upward momentum if it happens to reduce your long positions. And there is no need of thinking about selling or short position build-up or buying put options currently. For that, it should actually reach the 3,030 as the level. So that's it for the Adani Enterprises. So we can now conclude the current day's session. We'll be meeting again in the same pre-market outlook session on Monday. And then we see everyone to have a happy weekend and everyone to have a fruitful day today. Thank you. Bye-bye.